This is the pound yen. On the 5 we have a wedge pattern that's actually set up. I've got my entry. We have a double bottom here which I could have put stops behind, but because this is a lower time frame trade and we do have the psychological number 14200 right at this structure level just here, I've got my stop 6 pips below that. So let's go ahead here, do the high time frame analysis, take a quick look at it. So here on the daily time frame, looking like we are going to violate this level, though we have not yet. 240 here on the 240, put a structure level on at this structure level. You can see we've had a test and a test, and we've had a pin bar that's been put in there, so certainly some resistance, some support at this level, at that 14200 psychological number, so we could see a little pop here to the upside. Let's go to the 60. This is a different story on the 60. Here on the 60 we had just here a break below, close below, and you could be looking for conservative shorts in this area, but you only have the 60-minute time frame confirmation. Let's go down to the 15. Here on the 15, this is what I was paying attention to. You can actually look at this as being a triangle on this time frame, looking like this. Now, why then is it different on two different time frames? Purely because of how the candles close. Now on this time frame, and you see this a lot with triangles and wedge patterns, on this time frame we have 3 touches along the top, and here we have now 3 touches along the bottom. Now what is absolutely crucial for me is that this middle touch here does not touch the closes of these candles, and you can see if I put that structure level in, we clearly did not, but we have been hitting the top and being rejected off that level. So a clear sign here on the 15 that this is a triangle. So what we can do is we can throw on a fib. We can look for that 127 fib for our targets. Now these triangles are really good when you do get a double bottom in the middle. You can't see it on this time frame, but double bottom just here gives you a nice place to put stops. But as mentioned, because it is a lower time frame and that psychological number, I've actually gone for stops in this area. Now I have front run this by 2 pips as well. You can see that we are starting to get the breakout now. If we drop down to the 5, you could look at this as a wedge pattern, in which case we already had the breakout, and the only difference here is that it would look like this. So you can see that we had a breakout here, a pullback into this trend line, and then a breakout. I'm actually looking at this as a triangle. My strategy, the way I've developed it, is that it can be one or the other, but typically I'm able to determine which one it is by looking at the different time frames. It's just through the amount of time I spent trading these patterns and researching them and back testing them, really. So in terms of the risk then, I think this is just a 1-to-1. 21 of risk and 25 of reward, playing 2 pips before that 127 fib. Okay, we're back, 22 pips up. You can see now we are heading towards those targets. I have implemented risk management here because we've come within a few pips of targets, and also, like I said, on that 5 minute we had this double bottom which was just here, and so I've actually just moved below that now. We've actually come now, yep, 2 pips from target. So instead of just rolling to a few pips past break even, what I'm going to do is just roll a few pips before break even, because with this being a lower time frame trade, you can sometimes get those weird spikes that just come down, and with the spread they can stop you out and then rally to hit your targets. Can I show anything here? Let's have a look at this. See this right here, this wick, this happened within about 5 seconds. It just rallied straight down and then straight back up again, and the last thing you want is for your break even to be here and it just rally down and do that and stop you out of a perfectly valid trade. So risk management implemented there now, so just 5 pips of risk on this trade. Okay, my alarm has just been triggered. We actually hit my take profit line now. Okay, we do keep spiking up here, so we'll just give this a second and see if we can capture this thing hitting. And this is going to be for 25 pips from the look of it. And there we go. We've just spiked through my order there and banked 25 pips on that lovely triangle. Let's just go back to the 5 minute. And worked out beautifully. Stop. There's that double bottom I was talking about. We had the other retest. Lovely. Very nice winning trade there for 25.